I invited Mr. Kevin Bullock to join me real quickly to just share a little bit about the benefits of a 2-1 buy down or any type of buy down. I mentioned at my listing at 517 Woodwinds Drive, the seller has recently reduced the price from 330 to 320 and is also offering a $10,000 seller credit to be used by the buyer how they would like to do. So um, uh, I reached out to Kevin and said, "Hey, can you jump on with me and talk a little bit about how that can help and where that could position people for purchasing their mortgage?" And he said, "Sure." And of course, as soon as he did, someone walked in. So I appreciate your patience with joining me today. But Kevin, can you introduce yourself? Tell the people your company, Crown Mortgage, and a little bit about you, and then let's talk about what a $10,000 seller paid concession can do.
Sure. First, thanks for having me on this beautiful Saturday
It is.
afternoon. My name is Kevin Bullock. I am a senior loan originator with Crown Home Mortgage. I run our North Carolina division here in Cary, and been in the industry now 21 years. Can't believe it's been 21 years already. But I absolutely love this, and I love this part of it, right? Educating people, because sometimes there are some tools and resources that the buyer they don't know that they have,
Mm-hmm.
or that they can access to help them achieve that goal of home ownership, right? And so, specifically today, we're going to talk about one of those tools, which is the 2-1 buy down.
Mm-hmm.
So, just so that we can put this in really easy terms, what the 2-1 buy down is referring to is the interest rate, right? So, typically, you'll have your 30-year fixed rate, which the average rate now, we're in like the low sixes. So let's just say six and a half, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
say the rate is six and a half. Traditionally, if you wanted to lower that interest rate, you would pay a point, quarter of a point, 2 points, whatever it is, and you would do a full blown rate reduction, right? So you would buy your rate down. With the 2-1 buy down, what it does is it gives you the opportunity to have temporary rate relief, right, for 2 years. And what it does is it allows you to do so without you, as the buyer, necessarily buying that rate down yourself. So,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? If the interest rate is 6.5%, and we did a 2-1 buy down, the first year, that rate will go down 2 points. So your rate would be 4.5% for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The second year, it will be 5.5%. So it goes up incrementally by one,
Mm-hmm.
2-1 buy down. So
Right.
first year would be 4.5. That second year would be 5.5. And
Mm-hmm.
then years three through whatever term you set. So the traditional term is 30 years. If you stayed in the house for that amount of time, your interest rate will be fixed now at the 6.5% for the remaining term, right? So it's not an adjustable rate
Mm-hmm.
mortgage. Make sure we're clear. It's not an adjustable, but it is fixed at a reduced rate for the first 2 years. All right. So again, 6.5 is the prevailing rate today. If you did the 2-1 buy down, your first year would be at 4.5, second year at 5.5, years three through however would be
Mm-hmm.
at the 6.5 mark.
Mm-hmm.
If your seller is so graciously offering a $10,000 credit towards the buy down, that is amazing. I did just some quick numbers. If the purchase price is 320, and let's say you're doing a conventional loan and you're putting down 5%, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
going to give you a loan amount of 304,000. The 2-1 buy down is only going to cost about $7,000.
Okay.
So it's roughly a little over 2%. And what that will do is it's going to reduce your monthly payment for 24 months. So at 6.5%, at a purchase price of 320,
Mm-hmm.
5% down, your principal and interest is 1921. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
1921. But if we did the 2-1 buy down that first year, your principal and interest payment will be $1,540.
Wow, that's a $400 difference
That's
almost.
$382 difference every month for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
second year, your principal and interest payment will be 1726. So that's another 195 savings monthly.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get to year three, you will go to the 6.5. The reason why this even came into play is to allow some relief, because you never know with the way the market's going, interest rates may go down. You may have an opportunity to refinance before you even hit that rate maturing at the
Right.
6.5. And so
Right.
you've had some relief. So with that $10,000 credit towards the buy down, you can save almost $7,000 in that first year in interest.
Wow. Wow. And so, how does that compare if somebody says, well, why don't we just take the price down? What would if you use that $10,000 to just reduce the price versus doing the buy down, which one's the better way to go? Which one saves you more money?
The interest rate buy down always saves you more money.
Hmm.
Dollar for dollar, right?
Hmm.
If you attack the interest rate, you're always going to save more than if you put the $10,000 towards the actual loan. Because you got to look at it in terms of amortization, right?
Hmm.
So the term is stretched out over a 30-year period. So
Hmm.
reducing the mortgage or the purchase price from 320 to 310 spread out over 30 years is not going to be that much of a difference in your payment.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whereas the interest rate is going to have a significantly different meaning for you as far as monthly savings.
Absolutely, and it also preserves the value of the community because you want a
100%.
deal, but you also want to make sure that you're keeping the prices comparable and preserving your equity.
100%. Right. So if you're buying a house, you want to eventually think of yourself as a seller of that property in the future. Right. And
Hmm.
so you wouldn't want somebody to shortchange your property because they're reducing the value of their home.
Hmm.
But doing the 2-1 buy down can, like you said, it can preserve the value while still giving some leeway to the buyer to make your home a little bit more um, appealing as it
Hmm.
pertains to being purchased.
Absolutely. And so I think you said that cost would be around 7,000. So if the seller is still offering 10,000, you have 3,000 that you can use towards paying closing cost or doing, I don't know, you can still use that other 3,000, right?
100%. 100%. It's just, and that's just because of the way the numbers work for that scenario, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, you can absolutely utilize the additional 3,000 to offset any additional cost that you may have with your closing.
Absolutely. Okay. So y'all heard it here. The seller is offering that $10,000 towards your closing cost. Come and find out. Reach out to Kevin. You can share your information in just a second, and I'll also put it in the chat. But reach out to Kevin to find out how you can do that. Are there any minimum credit score requirements? And could they do this if they only qualify? You mentioned conventional, but could they do this if they only qualified for a government loan, VA, FHA? Can they still use the money and do the buy down, or is it only good on conventional?
No, the 2-1 buy down is available for all the loans across the board. So whether
Mhm.
you're doing a USDA, FHA, VA, or conventional loan, the 2-1 buy down is applicable for you. Depending on what program you use or are eligible for, will dictate the minimum credit score. So for the conventional, we're looking for a minimum credit score of 620. If we're doing a USDA loan, we're looking for, which I don't think this would
Yeah, that's
qualify
fine.
for you, so we don't even have to go there. But for FHA, it's a minimum of 580 credit score if you want to
Mm.
do 3.5%. Now, if you're putting down more, we can go down a little bit lower, but we
Mhm.
want to stick with the higher credit score as much as possible. But FHA is 580 or higher. Conventional is 620 or higher. And the VA is they don't have a score per se. They
Mhm.
look overall at the overall scenario. But I always
Mhm.
say best practice, you want to be above 600 just to kind of make things a little more favorable for you as far as pricing is concerned.
Right. And definitely, I mean, you want to be we always want our credit score to be as high as possible when you're buying a
Right.
home, because that shows that you've already set up some good financial strategies, and
Correct.
you
Correct.
need those when you're gonna, be buying a house, because that is going to be your responsibility. So it's an excellent opportunity to invest in real estate. Now, this particular home, it's an in-unit townhome. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths. It's got a lot of recent updates, including a new roof, new decks, new gutters, new flooring, freshly painted. One of the bathrooms was recently renovated and updated. The exterior was just painted this beautiful, I want to call it like a seafoam color. So, and it is right. My favorite thing, it's right in front of the trail. Because I've always said if I move, I need to be able to walk to the trail,
Right.
so I
Right.
don't
Right.
have to ride my bike to the trail, so I don't have to stick it in the car. And we are right in front of the walking trail. Somebody's walking on the trail right now and just looked out there. So this house is, you're ready to move in. You're ready to go. All of that heavy lifting has been done for you, and now you can get it and save yourself a few $100s a month for the first year and a couple of $100s a month for the second year. And it's a fixed rate mortgage. Like you said, it's not adjustable. So sometimes people get a little concerned if it's an adjustable rate mortgage,
Right.
but you're just going to, exactly what your payments are going to be. And then, if the interest rates do go down, you have the opportunity to refinance. I know that FHA used to have something called the FHA Streamline Refinance. Is that still a thing? And then do other types of loan products have streamline refinance options?
That is still a thing. You can do a streamlined FHA refinance, and basically that streamline deals with the documentation, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So we're not asking for a lot of the income docs and the asset docs. It's really just streamlining and reducing the interest rate on the current mortgage that you have. So it streamlines that process, and in some cases, we may even be able to do it without an appraisal, right? So you could do a streamline with an appraisal or streamline without an appraisal.
Hmm.
Sometimes having that new appraisal may work if there's been some nice appreciation.
Hmm. Hmm.
But other times it just may be a cost that you can eliminate as well, and we'll just streamline the refinance on that. VA has a similar process with their refinances. It's called the IRRL.
Hmm.
Um, Conventional doesn't really have a streamline refi as
Hmm.
far as limited docs. That's mainly for FHA and VA. But
Okay.
I will tell you, the timing is perfect, right? So for anybody watching this, you can get into your home. You go on the contract, we'll close you, right, within 30 days. You close in November. Guess what? Your first mortgage payment is not until January 1st, 2026. So
Nice.
you could be in your house for Christmas, but you don't have to make a mortgage payment in December,
Right. Right.
right? So the timing is perfect. So go on down there, take a look. I saw the pictures, a beautiful home,
It's
and
beautiful.
and
Mhm.
let's get in there, become a homeowner in 2025, make your first payment 2026.
Absolutely. And I forgot to mention the location. I talked about the trail, but we are minutes from South Point Mall. You're convenient to Duke. You're convenient to the airport. You're convenient to UNC. It is just a phenomenal location. All the conveniences that you need, different walking trails, different grocery stores, all kinds of things that are around here for you to just make your life very, very easy. And one more quick question.
Sure.
What would you recommend for an investor? Because investors are, this is an opportunity for an investment. Would it benefit an investor to do a 2-1 buy down, or is that a thing for them, or could they just use it towards closing costs, or how would the 10,000 benefit an investor most?
For an investor, I will want to use that more towards the closing costs.
Hmm.
They're Because they're going to more than likely use a different type of program.
Okay.
So, an investor more than likely is going to use a DSCR type of
Hmm.
situation. So their program and their pricing is a little bit different. Not to say that 2-1 buy downs are not available, but it's just a little different category. So
Hmm.
they may want to utilize that 10,000 in just an overall reduction in cost, right?
Okay.
Most
Hmm.
investors, that's really the bottom line. What is this property investment going to cost me? And if they
Hmm.
can limit the out of pocket by $10,000, let's do that, because the interest rate and the payments is really what's going to create the cash flow on that property.
All right. So, Kevin, how can people get in touch with you?
But you can call me. My number is 919-647-7878. Or you can shoot me an email at kbullock, that's BULLOCK, at crownhm.com. And I'm on Instagram at _Kev's Keys _.
So IG is _K
Kev's Keys.
Kev's Keys.
I got the keys to home ownership for you.
That's right. That's what's up. _. That's
Yep,
it.
Kev's
Kev's
Keys, and then
Keys.
_ again.
All right. So Kevin Bullock, 919-647-7878, or K Bullock at Crown
HM.com.
HM. Let me make sure I get that. Yep, hm.com. So I put that in the chat for everybody. Thank you so much for joining me with such last minute notice. And I will be here until 4 o'clock. So if you are in the market or you know someone that's in the market, stop by, check out this beautiful in-unit townhome at 517 Woodwinds. And I will also drop a link somewhere where you can get some information about the house in case you can't get over here. And I have some coffee, which is warmer than I thought it was supposed to be today. I don't know what's going on with this weather. I was like, oh, it's fall.
Right.
I have pumpkin muffins and coffee, but I do also have some water and things. So you can come get a little light refreshment and take a look. 517 Woodwinds. Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful Saturday.
All right. Take care.
Bye.